Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tabitha. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. Today we are going to talk about debt. What is debt? A lot of people talk about debt. And if you think about debt, anything that comes into your mind is credit card. But what is debt? Debt is a future obligation. It means like you get money for now from lenders and then later on you paid with interest. So it's like a state of owing money. But how far do we go in life if we are having huge amount of debt? Do we go fast? Are we financially free? Or are we stuck in life? Try to think, when am I getting out of debt? Have you ever thought of when do you want to be debt free? And what are some of the strategies are you using to get out of debt? So, type of debt. There are two types of debt. There is something that they call good debt and bad debt. Bad debt. What is good debt then? Good debt is the one that gives you economic benefit. If you borrow it, you might get something more out of it. And things like mortgage. So if you're qualified to get a mortgage, you can get that house, you go rent it out and people pay you rent, or you can live there and you pay no rent, only pay utilities. So you get economic benefit from that debt. Or maybe you can wait until that house market price appreciate and then you can sell it off and you have extra cash. The same thing too with loan for business. So if you borrow money and then you invest in product, you can gain something out of doing that thing. Business, student loan, you can have a student loan, go to school, get your degree, come get your job, and that way you will get like economic benefit from that debt. And most often this debt, they pay less interest. You pay less interest to the lender as opposed to the bad debt. And things like student loan, some of the student loan interest can be actually claimed back when you're filing your tax, which make student loan a good debt. What about the bad debt? You do not give, it doesn't give you any economic benefit. And things like credit card. So credit cards have high interest, and on top of that, when it can accumulate faster, and you might like really get yourself into trouble for not paying that credit card balance on time. And when you let your credit card balance accumulate and accumulate, you are also ruining your credit score. Car loan, the same thing too. So we have two, good debt and bad debt. So in my experience, it's better for you to pay off bad debt first and try to improve your financial standing. So now, why is it important for you to get out of debt? It's because the power of interest. If you understand the power of interest, it's better for you to pay off your debt and have that extra cash every month so you can invest. If you invest, the compound interest will work in your favor. But if you have that debt accumulating, the compound interest will work against you, which means you will be the one drowning in debt every other month. it is a killer. So if you get stressed, and this can really lead into mental health, because you are stuck now, you're anxious, you don't know when you will pay back your debt and all this and this. Pay it off and start investing. Why? Because if you are stuck paying off your debt, you might miss on opportunities that will help you invest your money. But if you have that extra cash every month, you will start investing and let the money work for you. So now let's look at the strategies, things that people use when they need to get out of debt. What are the strategies do you use or other people use to get out of debt? Number one, are you drowning? Yes. Number one, for you to get out of debt, you need to be earning more money. It's obvious that if you're making less money than you spent, and then you will always go back to borrowing money. And once you start borrowing money, your expenses are also increasing because you feel like now you have more money to spend, you have more money to spend, and you accumulate debt and debt. So if you earn more money and be responsible enough to allocate that extra cash to paying your debt, and then it will be much easier for you to get out of debt. But how do you get that extra money? You can pick extra shift, or you can get a part-time job, or start a small business of selling something that will give you some extra money. Those extra all the any extra money that you get, you can now use it to pay off debt if it's something that you're really serious about it. Number two, cut or manage your expenses. It's very hard sometimes to cut your expenses, but you can manage your expenses. Things like reducing the number of time you dine out each month. If you are eating for 5 days a week, you can reduce it to 2 days a week and save that extra cash so you can put it on toward your debt. You cut some of your grocery spending. I don't mean like you go without eating, but the idea of you going to grocery store and buy all the things that you never use, and then later on they go bad and you put them in the garbage bin. So buy something that you're coming to use and save that extra money instead of paying for item that you are not going to use. That extra money, you can use it to pay off some of your debt. Eliminating your entertainment. So if you have a goal that in 2 months time you want to pay off one of your credit card, it's not going to hurt if you just stay without paying some of your entertainment bill for that 2 months, because you will resume later on if you now have that extra money. Number two, start using monthly budget. So if in this case you really need to know what are the source of your income, how much do you bring home, how much do you pay for bill, how much does it goes to your expenses, do you have a debt? So once you have all those fluctuation expenses, your bill, and then you will have now your cash flow, and that amount of money that is left after you pay those stuff, and then you can use it to pay off your debt. Another one is stop piling up more debt. The more you get more credit card to buy things you cannot afford. If you have more credit card and you're buying more, you're getting more credit card, you feel like you have more money, and then you go around buying things that you cannot afford, and then you will end up being stuck in debt. Have a plan that will help you pay off your debt and stop signing up for more credit card. Learn to live within your means for better tomorrow. This is the better statement. There are something that you can give up for short term so you can really achieve some financial goal. Like maybe it's the 2 month thing, you can do that. Cut some of your credit card. You don't have to use like 5, 7 credit card that you don't have money to pay back. So eliminate some of the credit card that you're using, or maybe decide to use one. Me, mostly I use one credit card that is from CIBC. Consolidate debt with personal loan. This is applicable for people who have so many credit cards with high interest, and you want to pay it off. If your credit is good enough, you can go to the bank and sign up for a personal loan. The reason why this personal loan is good is because it has a lower fixed interest rate, and this amount, the proceed that you get from this loan, you can use it now to pay your high interest debt, those credit cards. Let's say, for example, you went in and get the personal loan for 3,000, and you have a duration of time that you will pay back that 3,000 with interest fixed. So, and you have two different type of credit card. One is 1,500, the other one is 1,500. And for you to make life easy, you can take that 3,000 that you get from personal loan, divide it into two, pay off both credit card, and then now you can come back and pay that 3,000 after that. At least you will be focused on paying one bill, and this kind of bill is like the loan has a fixed interest. Transfer balance to zero APR credit card. Some of these credit cards, when you get a new credit card that extends 0% on a balance transfer, if you get that opportunity to, you can use it to pay less interest or not pay interest for that extended time of promotion. Once you get to that credit card, you have that period of time that you're not paying interest. That interest you can now use it to pay your debt. You avoid interest for anywhere from 9 to 21 months. So if you transfer your balance to that 0% credit, and then you will avoid paying interest. That interest you can now use it to pay part of your debt. Settle for less than you owe. You can also call creditors. When you call creditors, you can negotiate that to forgive the amount of money that you're owing, or you pay less than it is required. Third-party companies also offer debt settlement services for a fee. Yes. If a third-party company or give you the option of settling your debt, you can pay like a fee, and it might have a negative impact on your credit score for some time. asking creditors for lower APR. So like during COVID-19, some people can call their companies and they ask them to lower their interest during that time. When they lower your interest, and then you can have that extra money that you can use to pay down the principal. Pay more than the minimum payment. So the minimum payment is the trap. Once you have your credit card, and then the company now will encourage you to pay minimum, because if you pay minimum, this company will be making money. Try the debt snowball. This means like you pay minimum on all your debt, but you pay more on the smallest debt, so that once you pay that smallest debt, you have gained the momentum of trying to pay off your debt fast. So you go to the next one and to the next one until you finish going upward. Debt avalanches. This one you pay the debt from the highest interest to the lowest interest. This one regardless of the balance. So this one will help you save interest. Will help you save interest, and it will also help you pay your debt quicker. So it will depend on which strategies will really work for you. But for me, when I was paying off two of my credit card, I was using debt avalanches because I thought it will be good for me to pay the one that has the highest interest, so I can save that extra interest on them.